Sponsors have big, fun-shaped I love some bizarre peen. Unique.
Okay, like these girlies though, I feel like at least they're being real about it. It's like, no. It's not about the patriarchy. It's not like, no, it's about the penis. What? What? Female gooners must be stopped? What? Watch this? What? Wait, what? What is this? What is the book? I can't even read the book. Okay, I just watch. Oh God. I'm scared.
Oh, I didn't see you there. What am I reading, you ask? Well, just
Smut.
one of the best-selling books on Amazon right now. With millions of sales and almost 20,000 5-star reviews.
I bet it's smut.
This book has been absolutely blowing up, especially on TikTok, or booktok, as the kids call it. Thousands and thousands of women in particular.
Hold on. How old is this video? 1 month ago? Oh, damn. Okay, never mind. I was gonna try to guess the book, depending on how old it was.
I've been raving about this piece of literature. What piece of literature is it, you may ask? Well, Morning Glory Milking Farm, of course. A popular romance novel about a young woman down on her luck who does what every young woman does when facing financial struggle. She starts an OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. She wouldn't degrade herself like that. She gets a job jerking off monsters.
That's right, the Morning Glory Milking Farm.
I have been reading Morning Glory Milking Farm since last night, and I'm obsessed.
This was a good time. It did not disappoint.
There's something about these book talk girlies who can go and like say with their full chest the books that they're reading that like it's a level of courage that I could never. My friend group they share their like their storygrams or whatever, their Goodreads lists, their accounts, and every time the conversation comes up, I'm like, hell no. That thing is staying private. Nope. That is for me, myself, and I, and God. Like, nope.
This book is trash, then I am a fucking raccoon. Give me all of the garbage.
Get your eyeballs on this, because it is so good.
Oh my God. Epidemic?
I regret to inform you that there is a new epidemic. An epidemic that many have yet to discuss. And that epidemic is female gooners. Now, for those of you unaware, gooner is internet slang for someone addicted to porn. And smut is slang for dark romance novels, otherwise known as porn. Many correct about the dangers of porn addiction with men, how it can destroy their lives and their relationships.
What
and
in
most of them know
tarnation?
the material they consume.
Have you never heard of
weird.
it?
That is why they are ashamed of it. That is why they delete their browser history. That is why they go incognito mode. But these bitches freaks out here. They just—
I was about to say, and yet you have entire book talk accounts. I've seen these exact like setups in effing like Barnes and Noble, like with their entire chest. They're like, you should read this book. What? No, I'm pretty sure this is a Barnes and Noble. Like 99% sure.
display their smut openly in bookstores. They proudly pose in front of their smut collections. They discuss their smut openly on TikTok. They go to smut conventions and get choked out by 9-foot-tall shirtless wendigos. Now, I know what you are thinking. Shoe, isn't this the pot calling the kettle?
Where the hell do they go?
Yes. Yes, it is. But have you considered it takes one to truly know one? You see, women are strange, fascinating creatures. For centuries, men have tried to figure us out. Our mood is affected by the tides and the moon.
It takes one to know
one.
one.
Days and don't die. By painting my face, I can instantly shapeshift from a 4 to a 6. We are truly mysterious, magical creatures. But one of the most mysterious aspects of women to men is our sexuality. You see, us women are not like those disgusting moids. No, we are sophisticated. We are evolved. We don't watch videos of strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. No, we read about strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. It's different, okay? You don't understand. It's okay when we do it. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the rapidly growing popularity of dark romance on TikTok and the recent dark romance convention that ended in disaster. Let's take a break from
There was
all this
a
depressing
convention
political news and talk about something silly. Not that those political
You actually
things
met in
aren't important.
person?
Trust me, they are.
I just realized that this is an epidemic considering how popular Lads is. Well, see, I feel like Lads, first of all, is slightly different than what she's talking about, because I think she's specifically pointing out the people who only read it. Like, I think she's focusing on dark romance, like, specifically. Because I think Lads would cross the boundary a little bit for what, like, these people would, like, deem, like, appropriate, per se. But then, also, I don't think it's a recent thing. I think it's been going on for like years now, TBH. Like it's definitely been going on for a while.
BookTok is a very interesting place, and any book fans out there know how it has absolutely destroyed the hobby of literature and just flooded it with absolute slop. Spicy slop. You see, books on TikTok are not rated by how well they are written or how good the characters are. No, they are rated by the spice. And what does spice mean?
It's true. I've seen that. Spice level.
Spice level is very important to BookTokers. How much spice does a book have? What are the spiciest books they've ever read? How spicy is the book they're currently reading? Spice. And the spiciest book going viral on BookTok lately is none other than Morning Glory Milking Farm by C.M. Costa. Violet is a typical down-on-her-luck millennial, mid-20s, overeducated, and drowning in debt. Oh my god! She's just like me! On the verge of moving into her parents' basement, when a lifeline appears in the form of a very unconventional job in the neighboring Cambric Creek. She has no choice but to grab it with both hands. Morning Glory Farm offers full-time hours, full benefits, and generous pay with no experience needed. There's only one catch. The clientele is grade A certified prime beef. Oh god, with the manly, meaty endowments to... Okay.
Morning Glory Milk.
No. Okay, see, here's the tea. Here's the deal, all right? Even when it comes to spice and like trying to effing write spice, there is still an effing cringe line, okay? There is still an effing cringe line. And I have like seen all kinds of like stuff where it's like, depending on like how you effing like describe it, you're like, no, what the hell? Why do you describe it that way? Like, no. I'll get the book and I will volunteer as tribute to tell you how it is, chat.
Farm is actually a profound critique of late-stage capitalism and toxic masculinity.
I will sacrifice myself as tribute.
The tingling sensation in her coochie is actually the tingling sensation of a Marxist revolution.
Put it on throne? Stop.
This is every fucking breadtube video to me, dude. This is every Jack Saint video. So I actually read the book myself, and I'm not gonna lie. The 19th Amendment needs to be abolished. So, like I said, the story is basically this millennial named Violet.
I'm sorry, I'm stupid, chat. 19th Amendment. Oh my god.
And she gets a job basically working at Big Pharma in Narnia, where they harvest minotaur milk to make Viagra for human males.
Wait, that's what they do with it?
I read the whole thing. I on some kind of watch list. But listen, this is my job, okay?
Like, I gotta be informed.
Selling feet pics or something. What I do is far more dignified and normal. Now, let's take a look at some of these notes I wrote. Let's see. Big dick and balls. At one point, she says the term, and I quote.
I'm scared. I'm scared, chat. What's the quote? What's the quote?
The seam of his sack. So I'm reading this, and the whole time I'm thinking, like, okay, he probably has, like, a human head, right? He probably, like, looks something like this, like, you know, just a dude with, like, horns. Then I see the official artwork. That's a cow. Bro is a cow. Bro is a straight-up cow. In a few parts, they're being intimate, and it will be like, his hooves clip-clopped. My hooves will tear up your sheets. And it's like, I'm sorry, his what? At one point, she describes kissing him, and I swear to God, it was more
Women are
disgusting
scary.
than anything else described in this book. She's like describing how
I feel like
big
this
and
goes a little
wide
bit
his mouth is and
too
how
far past
big and,
on the
like,
furry
slimy his
scale
tongue
for
is.
me.
She's like describing the shit, and you're just like, that's a cow. I mean, we are
That's
at
a cow.
solid 5.5 on the Barbeau scale here.
Monster
This is
effort
dangerous territory,
spectrum.
folks. She also f***ers his ass. She f***ers the cow's ass. By the way, if you want an uncensored version of this video and all my videos, Patreon. Go to Patreon, become a member. All members get the uncensored version of every video.
Author's
you can
first
hear me
crush
talk
was the
about
male lead from
f***ing
Beauty and the
f***ing
Beast.
f***ing a cow's asshole. Is that what you freaks want? Anyway,
I feel like
how
the
in
Beast
fantasy
still
world,
has, like,
student
pretty-
loans still exist. Like, we can imagine a world with
He's a
minotaurs
little
and
further on
humans
the-
in a relationship.
I don't
but
know,
we
this is
can't
like a little
imagine
bit past
world
the furry
without
scale for
student
me.
loans.
What?
Sad. Oh, and he has one of those bull rings, like
Yeah,
the
he's more
Northern
human.
septum rings. And in this world, that means like you're married, but apparently he's divorced. The man is divorced. This is a divorced cow with a cow ex-wife. The lore is deep, folks. The funniest part, though, has
Stop. Why am I? Why am I slightly intrigued by the little bit of tea of like, wait, do you meet the ex-wife cow? Do they have a confrontation? Like, what happens there? It's like, hey yo, do they get into a fight?
to be when they go on a date. I need to just read this to you. When the bill arrived, she attempted to pull a handful of carefully folded bills from her wristlet before he stopped her. No, that's absolutely not happening. Put that away. She'd not thought about it until the day after their first dinner together, realizing that in mortification that she ought to have attempted to pay her half.
She
What
goes
kind
on
of feminist
dates?
Are you? She asked herself. She couldn't remember the last time she'd been out and
We're seeing a
hadn't
sale
paid for her
live.
half, including her coffee date with Carson Tinsley. She had come prepared that night, several weeks of her tips smoothed and tucked into her wristlet. But I didn't even offer to pay half the other night and shouldn't have. Violet. If the commanding rumble of his voice hadn't silenced her. The heat of his hand dropping to her knee would've. I don't want you to feel that you don't have any agency here. I might be the one giving all the orders, but you hold all the cards. Your comfort is the only thing that counts right now. And if I overstep, I want you to know you can tell me so. But that's not happening. Don't think I'm unaware we're at different points in our careers. You can say no, you can say you don't want to see me again, you can tell me to stop coming to the farm when you're working. It's dinner, not a down payment of your time. But I'm in a position to—
This is a very literate
spoil
cow.
someone. So when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story. She was a good feminist, she told herself, and she definitely couldn't be bought. But if he had suggested at that moment that he would have appreciated a blowjob, she would have fallen face first on his open mouth without a shred of hesitation. Inside every woman,
Where the F is Amazon? Where the F is Amazon? I gotta know. I gotta know. What the hell? What? Oh my god.
there are two wolves.
Patreon read along? Absolutely not. In front of my salad. It went from paying dinner to VJ. No. See, you got. I understand the logic, but like at the same time, what?
Be strong, independent.
Oh my god, it's free on Kindle Unlimited. 22K reviews. It's a part of a series, chat. It's book 105.
Girl boss and the submissive, doting housewife. And in the presence
Sweet
of a
and
masculine
steamy
man,
monster romance.
or a farm animal, she will fold like a lawn chair and instantly return to factory settings.
It's dinner, not a down payment for your time. What? But I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone, so when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story. I said, okay, I highlighted that paragraph for myself.
Clean up aisle 5. So that's what
I can't.
What did
That's
other people think of it? What are the reviews on this book? This book has a 4.1
Good for you, girly,
on Amazon.
that you can do
with
that.
21,000 ratings
Just
and a 3.6 on Goodreads with nearly 60,000 ratings. Let's just read some random ones here.
Oh, no.
Hear me out. Hear me out. A milking good time. Sweet and creamy. The
Hear me out.
spice is spicing. I was very leery of starting this because I thought it was just going to be porn. The plot is pretty good. The plot?
Is it?
Please. This is like the new
Is there
army
plot?
Playboy for the articles. Like, sure you do. This book could kill a Victorian child. 5 stars. I'll never look at a jug of milk the same. I think I'm lactose intolerant now. So that happened. Our eyes will never see the gates of heaven. 1 star. Not a helpful guide. This book failed to teach me how to milk a cow, and now my family has no food for the winter. 1 star. Accidentally ordered while on pain medication after an operation. Gave this to my mom as a joke gift for Christmas. You what?
Ew.
Sigh. Why can't human males be more like this? Tall, rich, and handsome are no longer enough, boys. Now you have to be a 9-foot tall creature from Greek mythology with a 13-inch.
So we need to get you paperback then? Absolutely
From
not.
another person about how they read 100 books in a year if this is the kind of slop they are consuming.
Look, if I'm gonna consume slop, I'm not gonna effing have a damn one physically for anybody to see. Like, again, that's a kind of bravery that I don't have. Like, what?
Well, Ronald, man detected, this isn't for
Ronald,
you. This
isn't
for
for
women.
you.
So take your ass back to Barely Legal Babysitter 5 or whatever the f you watch that is so morally superior than this. Let him who is without sin cast the first stone, okay? God bless America. It's great to live in a country
It
where
was
I
showing
can
your Kindle
casually
account,
enjoy
though?
cozy erotica about a young
You're funny
woman
if
who
you think
milks her
they
way
see
to
they have
financial
access to
security
that.
and true love with a minotaur. This is what freedom looks like, and I intend to fully enjoy it before the Supreme Court takes this right away next. If this is what freedom looks like, I'm really rethinking my stance on freedom, not gonna lie. Maybe we should have less of it. All I know is if Donald Trump takes the monster porn, we are going to make 2020 look like a picnic, okay? Bullcock matters.
I had no idea
Edit
that
out.
Monster
Editor,
Huckers
edit that
was
out. Women are gonna be picking up Animal Farm now, like,
thing
where's the horse?
amongst
Some
the
of you people
booktok
owe a certain
girlies.
streamer an apology
This is
because
news to me.
Book has way too many 5 stars. Some of you are lying. So after buying this book, Amazon has given me a few interesting recommendations. Would you like to see them? I accidentally summoned a demon boyfriend. That time I got drunk and saved a demon. Gentling the beast. Cupcakes for my
Okay, but like all of these
mane
people,
of my
all of
existence.
these, okay, except for that one.
The gargoyle and the spinster, the widow and the orcs, hoarded by the dragon. There's something about dragons. Getting it on with gargoyles.
Okay, first off, a lot of these guys are still a lot more humanoid than the cow thing. Like, I feel like people, they must be reading the book and like making up their own image in their head of like how he looks like, because like, what? Like he looked like a cow. Like a cow on 2 feet. And then 2, I feel like this entire area is like all of these books that I'm seeing is like a different like copy, not a copy, but a different like section. Okay, I have ventured the Kindle libraries, if you will, and these are like all in like the section that crosses like that cringe barrier. TBH. It's like, hello.
Gotten by the gator, mated to the mountain bear. Oh, so this is why they chose the bear. The billionaire orc. Moth managed
Ew,
wolves
a
and
moth?
whipped cream. The wolf in my tavern. Pounded by produce. Oh, what? Are these the books the Nazis burned?
My husband only reads finance and
No, I promise you, all of these books are probably like from like Wattpad self-publishers. All of these stories are probably like the people who like started off on Wattpad and now they self-publish like their own stories. Cause like ain't no way.
sci-fi
Ain't
books.
no
And so I
way.
think it's about time that I introduce him to some real literature. So the first book that I would like to introduce you to is called Morning Glory Milking Farm. And it's not a normal milking farm like with cows. What it is it's big, bulky minotaurs, and
Big,
it's
bulky minotaurs.
a special type of milking.
See, honey, she's his stepsister, and she got stuck in the washing machine again. Women on TikTok are openly, proudly talking about the porn they consume and getting mad at people when they make fun of it. I hereby ban men from reacting to romantasy on TikTok. Best-selling romantasy books like A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Fourth Wing contain descriptions of hot sex.
Is this your other
I feel like
community?
that's
I don't
common
claim
knowledge,
these
if not their
people.
primary
Hello?
purposes. But in recent months, BookTok has become full of men clutching their pearls while reacting to steamy scenes from these popular female-centered books.
A Court of Thorn and Roses and Fourth Wing contain. Wait, I didn't know that Fourth Wing was a steamy book. I've heard of Fourth Wing, but I didn't know that. I know A Court of Thorn and Roses. I didn't finish it though. Is an elven smut? Well, okay, here's the thing. Okay, quick TLDR, not TLDR, but like here's a quick like fun fact about A Court of Thorn and Roses, okay? So like you started it. Okay, look, I do own that effing book. And like I had multiple people say like, Vidia, you would probably like this one. And so I was like, okay, fine. And I started it, and like the guy that you meet, like the first guy that you meet, he's so effing annoying, okay? Like he's so I don't get the appeal. And then my friend told me, oh no. The guy that I think you'll like a lot, that's like the actual supposedly like main guy, he comes in like towards like the end of book 1. And I was like, what the hell? I gotta get through like this entire book before I meet the supposedly guy that I'm gonna like. So I still have yet to actually meet the guy. That's too much work. Exactly. But they say it's worth it. They're like, no. He's like totally your type, video, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, is he? I was like, I don't know. So if I ever actually finish an epic Court of Thorn and Roses, I'll let you know. I'll let you know, chat. Because the guy that I met first, he's not doing it. Just cut to the guy you like. But like, I need to know how we got there.
Obviously, this is all a massive performance. We live in the age of OnlyFans. The odds are that these men have seen actual porn that defies the laws of physics and God. Over 90% of men between the ages 16 and 73 watch porn in any random month. There's statistically no way all of these guys are shocked by the sex itself. What they are gawking at is sex from the perspective of female desire, scenes that depict women coming first and frequently. And what they are surprised by is the women they know love these scenes. In one video, a guy
Do y'all know
declares,
Johan is
"Now I
Vidia's
know why
type?
women
No one's
enjoy
topping that?
clubs and wine." But his
I mean, I have an entire
astonishment in
villain
itself
list
is astonishing. Like, what do you think?
that
of
Johan
people
doesn't even
who are
follow on.
not having sex and drinking wine? Grow up. Imagine a group of men sitting around drinking wine, discussing the porn they watch. That is what you guys are essentially doing. It's just funny, okay?
It couldn't be
it's
me.
funny. Are we really going to pretend
I couldn't.
that a story about a young woman getting a job milking mythical creatures to pay off her student debt is not funny? It's funny. If
I'm
makes
gonna
me
recommend
a
an effing
sexist and
smut,
misogynist,
the most you'll get out of me is like,
you got me. To act like you are
yeah,
so
you should read
different
this.
and
That's
above
it.
the other
No details, no
Gooners
nothing.
is just, it's
And I'll
silly.
only
I'm
do that
sorry,
to, like,
you are
certain
no
trusted
different than
individuals.
Joe Schmo jorking it to fat booty Latinas in Space 12. You're sitting there all high and mighty, one-handed, acting like you're so superior because you can perfectly envision a horse cock spinning 360 degrees in your mind. I'm not impressed. The scenes these men are reading, to many people, myself included, are insanely sexy. But purely in terms of the acts being described, they aren't all that lurid. And as many of the comments on these videos point out, there's much wilder stuff out there.
I was gonna start asking for your recommendations before you said certain
clearly
friends.
not yet discovered
Yep, nope.
knotting, a popular term in romantasy right now that involves werewolves whose penises get so swollen after sex they have to stay inside their partners until the swelling
knot.
subsides. Oh,
Effing,
honey, that's not a popular trend in romance.
effing Lucian makes fun of me for my effing last name about this all the effing time. I was like, what? He's like, no. I know that's why you picked your last name like that. I was like, shut the hell up. No, it's not. It's not even spelled the same way. Shut the hell up.
Fantasy, that's just a thing real dogs do.
Yeah.
Oh, you just don't get it. You don't know what knotting is. What are
You don't know what knotting
bro?
is.
What happened to that like stupid fucking corny Hallmark thing? Going home for Christmas to your hometown and falling in love with the cute farmer boy. What happened to that? We used to make
What happened to
fun of that.
Hallmark?
We truly did not know
They watched
what
it all.
we had until it was gone. Now women out here fantasizing about getting their asses clapped by demons and werewolves and goblins and ghouls. I remember when 50 Shades of Grey came out and people were like, oh my god, this is so crazy. Women are crazy. 50 Shades of Grey looks like missionary sex through a bedsheet for the sole purpose of procreation compared to the average woman.
Yes. Actually, in case you didn't know that. 50 Shades is like nothing. It's like absolutely nothing to some of the stuff out there. It's also like honestly just like a bad book in like multiple ways. Kind of sucks, honestly. Anyway.
Woman on TikTok is reading. At least Christian Grey was a human man and not a fucking dog. You fantasize about dating the quiet, shy, nerdy girl. You know, she's innocent, she's pure, she's not like those other girls, like going out clubbing and hooking up with random men. No, she's at home, curled up by the fire in a blanket, reading a book.
Have higher
Except that
standards.
book is about f***ing a half man, half bull.
No,
Let me
50
let
Shades
you
is
in
like
on
kind
a
of
secret.
toxic.
The quiet nerdy
Like
girl
actually, like in a
is
bad
way
way.
more of a freak than the average hoe. Are you kidding me? It's not even close. The average hoe might have a body count of like 15 or so.
The average
but the quiet
hoe.
nerdy girl is fantasizing about getting back shots from Cthulhu. That is at least 100 bodies. Now listen, there's nothing inherently wrong with fantasizing, okay? There's nothing wrong with roleplay. You know, fiction is fiction, right? No, you're not actually going to bang your stepsister, right? These women are not actually going to bang a cow. Or at least I hope not. We all know
hope
there's
not.
a difference between fantasy and reality. Well, what happens when they try to bring fantasy into reality?
Oh god.
Well, you get Sinners and Stardust.
What? Okay, so it's just a party. It's just like a Halloween kind of party.
What in the eyes wide shut is going on here? Sinners and Stardust was supposed to be
Yeah, it's like a cosplay
dark
party.
romance ball for romantasy authors.
What part
and
does it get
fans
crazy?
alike.
Does it cross a
So, what's
line?
the big deal? Seems like a fun, sexy time, right? Maybe, if you're a woman. If you're a man, the night may have gone a little differently for you. Alright y'all, it appears I have to make a post that I'm frankly pretty goddamn upset I have to make. This post is for the readers who don't understand consent and boundaries only. A lot of you may know my good friend Animus. He's attended a signing of mine in the past and obviously is a musical artist. This past weekend he attended Sinners and Stardust and probably had one of the most heartbreaking experiences. So listen, he's a man, right? But do we think that means it's okay to put your hands all over him without consent? Or to put your hands in his waistband or down his pants or touch his... Hello? Do you think it's okay to quite literally back him into a corner and touch all over him to the point that he literally cannot tell how many...
What the hell? Hey yo, what the hell? What?
hands are on him and whose are whose? Do we think it's okay to send him into an actual panic attack because of this? Furthermore, do we think it's okay to interrogate him and insist he detail how he'd kidnap a woman despite him repeatedly saying he wouldn't do that and you know that shit is fiction, and then attempt to follow him when he tries to get away? And if that wasn't enough, during the time of this mob, him and another author received notification that an air tag was tracking him, which showed on his person all the way to his hotel room. They molested this guy until he passed out from anxiety, and then they put a f***ing tracker on him in order to stalk him back to his hotel. This poor guy dressed like a character in one of the romantasy books at this
No, because like this is the issue. This is like the main issue with like guys and girls, like anybody, literally anybody. Effing not being able to differentiate reality and fiction. What the hell? What the hell? What?
Romantasy convention full of women. That is like throwing roast beef into a pit of wolves. Or in this case, throwing a wolf into a pit of roast beef. I remember years
Ew.
ago, there was this thing called cosplay is not consent. Basically, it was a campaign to bring attention to the fact that people at conventions would often come up to women dressed in sexy costumes and just grope and grab them without their consent. Yeah, apparently we have to bring that back, because these women did not get the memo.
Exactly.
I've been a furry for over a decade and attended a lot of fur cons. Sure, sometimes weird shit
I've been a
happens,
furry for
but honestly, I
decades.
can't believe the dark romance crowd is out here acting like this. Like, me and my buddies in our fursuits are more respecting of consent and bodily autonomy. Get your shit together, y'all. When the furries are calling you out for being freaks, you need to reflect. Something has gone horribly wrong.
Yes.
Not only were
Yes.
the men at this book talk convention assaulted, but women were also assaulted by women. Multiple women, including a performer, reported being assaulted there as well.
What do you
Even the
thought you were
author there
saying?
said she was groped and dragged away from her friends and said no matter how many times she said no, quote, my words did nothing. May I remind you, this is a book
Did you need an
convention,
effing
okay?
safe
For
word? What the hell?
literal BDSM clubs are more respectful than this.
Yeah.
There needs to be more studies on how this stuff
What
affects
happened
women's
to the
brains.
safe saying
Because
and
clearly some
consensual?
are
What the
unable to tell
hell?
the difference between fantasy and reality. Ivy Lipton, a doctoral candidate in human sexuality,
I don't-
actually
I don't-
wrote about this for
That's
ED
so
Magazine.
weird to me.
I don't know what a doctoral candidate in human sexuality is, but
That's
she's
so
hot,
weird
so
to
I
me.
trust her. Your brain on orgasms
I don't
isn't
understand the
neutral.
logic.
Dopamine release during climax is a
That like
powerful
you would think that that's
conditioning
okay.
agent. What you repeatedly fantasize about becomes necessary for arousal. If your erotic imagination centers around abuse, monstrous violence, and submission to non-human entities, your brain is reprogramming itself to crave just that. It's not empowerment, it's neuroplasticity at its darkest. Scientists,
Ooh.
psychologists, and the general public often state that men are visual and women are emotional. When it comes to sex, men can be turned on instantly by a sexual image despite their mood, and women need to be turned on emotionally to get in the mood. So it stands to reason that porn for men is visual and porn for women is in the mind. I'm not equating porn to smut novels, because one is a video of two people actually having real sex, and the other is, well, just words on paper. I am, however, talking about the effect on the consumer. We know watching porn is bad for the brain. That's been proven and only rejected by gooners who don't want to give it up. But is reading smut bad? You might say, duh, that's the whole point. Okay, fair enough. So let me rephrase. Is reading smut harmful? Should we shame people for things that are wrong, immoral,
I mean,
or harmful?
it's-
In my line of work, I've been told many times
yeah?
that shame has no place in
It's
sex. But if I
moderation.
use my brain for 2 seconds, it's clear that line of thinking is nonsense. Incest should be shamed, bestiality should be shamed, pedophilia should be shamed. I'm not equating monster smut with these things, but there are 50 shades of gray, so to speak, along the spectrum of harmful. Conditioning your brain and body to associate pleasure with monsters, slavery, or sexual violence is not healthy. Basically, they're cooked. Like, women
Basically,
are
they're
cooked.
cooked.
They are frying their brains with this stuff. It's a pipeline, right? It's like the infamous evil alt-right pipeline. You know, you start watching Shoe0nHead, owning the feminists in 2015, and then in 2025, you're hailing Hitler, right? You know, the alt-right pipeline.
Damn,
And
is
this
that
one's
how that
like
works?
you're reading Morning Glory Milking Farm, and the next thing you know, you're Mrs. Hands, right? Just say no. Just say no to monster porn. But why is monster smut so popular with women in particular? Like, you rarely
Again,
see the
I had no
opposite, and when you
idea
do,
that this
it's
was
just
the
like a
new-
girl
the-
with
the new
cat
thing.
ears and fangs, or like a 10-foot-tall mommy vampire.
Mommy,
with
mommy
giant
vampire.
teeth. Meanwhile, women are like, I want to the pollution monster from Fern Gully. So people on Reddit asked this very question. Let's see the responses. Why do you guys like monster romances?
Oh.
Asking for a friend. Several reasons. 1, human men are quite often terrible. Romance books with human men are already partly fantasy, but monsters just takes the fantasy bit further. 2, it's sort of human nature to imagine relationships with paranormal beings and creatures. We've been doing it in literature and art for centuries. It's just gotten a lot more graphic now, lol. 3, unique body forms / parts and so many different kinds of dicks. Scary, mean, terrifying creature is sweet to her, kind, takes care of her, protects her, works hard to be gentle, etc. Maximal escapism, minimal association to real-life assholes, the patriarchy, misogyny, and oppression of women, etc., etc. Because the
No, because this is crazy. This is actually crazy. That like, and I think this is like the point of the entire video, honestly. That it's honestly the hypocrisy of it all. The hypocrisy of it all. That you can like read stuff and then like go to a con or whatever and act a certain way and then like still have like this like holier than thou attitude when confronted with like a real guy. Like, hello. And here's the thing, chat. Guys aren't any effing better sometimes. Like, I know this video is like about like females or whatever, but the amount of times I've effing seen comments in the Discord or YouTube or whatever for like, oh, because the 2D women are better than real life like females. Like, all both camps are bad for sure. And so the fact that you can just like differentiate it in your brain like it's any different and still come out like, oh my, yeah, no, we're so much better. It's different. It's blah, blah, blah. Like, what? No, it's effing not. Like, well, are you kidding me? What? Hello? What? You can say that with your full chest and mean it? 100% we invented that behavior. It's like, and now they're trying to do an Uno reverse while saying it's a different board game. What?
Monsters are less dangerous than dating actual men. As a fat woman of color, modern, contemporary, and even fantasy romances are hard to click to because they are almost always about thin white women and—
Ma'am, I think there's like some soul searching you gotta do first off, if that's how you describe yourself in the start of a sentence. That's a little...
and just too realistic. And romance in real life is not always attainable for fat women/women of color. In monster alien romance, though, my size doesn't matter, and it's easier to get into that headspace and enjoy it. I'm sick of the men on Earth and looking for some variety. Non-humans haven't betrayed and hurt me, so they feel like a safe haven, if that makes sense. Plus the unusual dick. Monsters have big, fun-shaped cocks. I love some bizarre peen. Unique.
Okay, like these girlies though, I feel like at least they're being real about it. It's like, no, it's not about the patriarchy. It's not like, no, it's about the penis.
Genitalia. I don't know what I was expecting, honestly. A lot of women's smut, especially monster smut, is about submission, domination, forced breeding, non-consensual consent. The women
It's
are
about
like
me being a freak and enjoying it.
and overpowered by these monsters. And I think many of these women are reading these books containing monsters and not men because masculinity and dominance in men has been completely demonized in modern society. But the truth is, many women still crave it. You see, the monsters in these stories have those, like, dominant masculine traits that women like so much, but they're not human men. They have all these traits women desire without—
No, F that. I'll read the ones about the human men.
Baggage human men bring, without being the men they hate or have been told to hate. It is the perfect guilt-free slop. But they don't just want a wild dominant man. They want to tame a wild dominant man. Similar to when a man sees an art hoe with a nose ring, you can save her from her daddy issues. You can do it. It definitely won't backfire and ruin your life. Go for it. Go talk to her. With many women,
It
there's
definitely
this desire
won't backfire.
for, like, danger and aggression, but also the desire to tame that danger and aggression. The desire to be that special—
That is a big issue, I think, too, about it. That she brings up. The same way you would like see a girl and be like, I can fix her. When you like read these kinds of stories without any like proper knowledge of like BDSM etiquette and like saying consensual, like effing safe words at least, like, and then you try to like go into that kind of like relationship, like that sets you up for a really effing dangerous situation. That sets you up for like what happened at that con. Like when you don't have like the proper like knowledge of like how, if you're like into that, how to like proceed in like a safe manner into that. It's the same thing as seeing a girl and being like, I can fix her. And then when she like F's up your life, you're like, well, damn. Like, you know, like it's ignorance at its finest.
A woman who can melt his heart. You see, my dragon boyfriend could rip me to shreds and kill me instantly, but he won't because he's nice and he loves me.
But he
honestly,
won't.
At the end of the day, just like the video I made about the
Ma'am,
anime
yes, he
girl
effing will.
in a wheelchair, where men were saying, this is the average male fantasy, and a bunch of women were like, you want to rape a disabled girl? When in reality, it was just a distilled manifestation of the average male fantasy, which is to protect and provide for a sweet woman and save her. This is like basically the flip of that, right? This is just the distilled manifestation of the female fantasy. Men are seeing this and they're saying, what do you mean you want to milk a minotaur? When in reality,
This is so
it's just to
fascinating,
have a
honestly.
big, strong protector and provider swoop you up and
That there's
save
like a
you.
whole
And like I said in that video,
subset
they are
of people
basically both the same fantasy. This
who
is a tale as old as time. The
literally
princess
just
being saved from the dragon
taken, like,
by a knight in
monster
shining armor,
shucker
whether
stuff.
the dragon be a
Because they
wheelchair
don't
or
want to deal with a
student loans,
quote-unquote
you know?
human
But in this
male.
case, the woman is being f***ed by the dragon.
What?
And the knight sits in the corner and watches or something. I don't know. Maybe it's not that deep. There are some hungers better starved than fed. And maybe as women, for the sake of society, we have to starve our hunger for minotaur p***ness. Yeah, that's the moral of this video. So what do you guys think? What is your theory? Why is the monster romance genre so popular with women in particular? And who is your weirdest hear me out? Be honest. I don't want to hear no Lola Bunny, okay? You all know mine already.
Damn.
It's not that he's a fish, okay? He has an energy, okay? He has a vibe.
It's like the same thing as Scar.
And I will see you guys again really soon with a new video.
Wow. Wow, that was an interesting video. Wow.